Well, welcome. This is Leading Organization Change. I am Dr. Darrell Green. I am going to be your moderating facilitator. We have had a great semester in this particular class, focusing on change. And one of the things that we offer in our business school is the opportunity to get some experience and what we call is micro internship. Team 1, 4, 5, 3, 2, and 6 is the order they're going to come in. They had their presentation is 6 minutes. I am going to be monitoring that. Team 4, you on?
All righty here. Let me get situated. All righty. Can everyone hear me and see this okay?
You're good. You go.
Awesome. Hello, I'm Trey Marion. I'm here with my partner, Sarah, and I'm going to be talking about how we worked with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Shawnee. First off, let's start out with a little team intro. I'm Trey Marion. I'm the president of this little crew we got going, and here's Sarah, our vice president. Here's a quick little client background. We're working with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Shawnee. They were founded in 1904, and they create one-on-one mentoring for kids who need help, and they have over 300 locations helping 500,000 youth a year in the United States. So here was what we were challenged with. With this COVID happening, a lot of change has happened with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and what they kind of hang their hat on is one-on-one mentoring for kids. And a lot of people stopped mentoring kids because COVID, didn't want to spread it, didn't want to get it. So that was obviously a pretty major issue. So how could they approach that? Well, they had to approach it with a lot more people were trying to come in at a lot faster rate, and they had issues. So they had to up the hours and then up the interviewing process. The interviewing process took about 8 hours, and that skewed a lot of people away because there's 3 separate interviews and all of them took a long time, but they wanted to make sure that the people they were getting were going to be useful. So we were challenged with how are we going to convince some Oklahoma Baptist students to volunteer at Big Brothers Big Sisters and value some of their time and help out with Big Brothers Big Sisters and some of the kids of Shawnee. And now I want to pass it off to Sarah, and she's going to talk about kind of what we did with that in our work scope.
Good afternoon. I'm Sarah Stanton, and I was working with Trey to help the Big Brothers Big Sisters organization this semester. And so our team work scope was to help really bring awareness to the campus of OBU so that we could maybe glean some people who wanted to commit to working with the kid here in Shawnee as part of the Big Brother Big Sister organization. Next slide, please. And so first challenge was expanding the audience. And so we wanted to get the word out, and we did that via posters throughout classrooms across the campus and public spaces like our GC student union area and those kinds of places. We also took time to meet with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes organization. That group already has a group of student athlete volunteers called Bison Buddies. And so we wanted to make them aware of this other volunteer opportunity through Big Brothers and Big Sisters. The next challenge was to actually get people to sign up. And what we did was we took time to get a table in our GC and really just talk to people about what Big Brothers Big Sisters is and hopefully invite people to come. And we were able to get about 25 students who were interested, which the organization is now going to be able to follow up with. And then our third challenge was just basically giving the organization those list of people interested so that she could follow up with them. And then next slide, please. And then the other thing we did to spread awareness across campus was we wanted to put a slide up in our chapel. Every week we have a chapel service, and we have a little pre-chapel slideshow. And usually it advertises events going on campus. And we thought, well, this is kind of a relevant to our student body, and we wanted to give them the opportunity to know that this exists. So we were able to work with Matthew Kearns, who is in charge of that slideshow, and he was able to put a slide up for us in a couple of the chapels where we were able to get basically about 750 students viewing those that slide between the 2 chapels that we were able to get it posted on. And so that was one way we got our awareness out. And I'm going to hand it back over to Trey.
Thank you, Sarah. So here's kind of like a timeline. We got started with them on November 11th, and then we had our shout out at FCA, which was a really big deal for us. And our main goal here is really trying to get Bison Buddies involved with Big Brothers Big Sisters. Not going necessarily to Big Brothers Big Sisters, but showing favor to the kids who are involved with Big Brothers Big Sisters when we go to those schools. So we got exactly 24 signatures, and I'll kind of talk about that a little bit further about that follow-up process. We got 24 signatures after, and our biggest impact was definitely our table at the GC. Sat down, got to talk to people one-on-one and kind of talk to them. And there's a lot of people at Oklahoma Baptist who really want to help spread their heart and help people. So I'll keep going here. And here's kind of what we finished with. We got 24 signatures. And when I mean Bison Buddies conversation is we can't just go out and say, we got Bison Buddies completely involved. That is something that we did not get completely done. It's something that can't just happen overnight. So, but we have that luckily plugged in. We got 50 posters from Big Brothers Big Sisters, and we hung them. We hung actually 22 at Oklahoma Baptist and then 38 around Shawnee. If you see this very handsome guy at the bottom of your right, had to go down and, go post those around Shawnee. And then we had 769 slide views between FCA, and then we luckily got a slide at the Christmas Chapel, which was a huge get for us. It was a very late minute deal, but we made it happen. So thank you guys so much for listening, and love to listen to your questions.